Welcome to part 14 of the Persona 5 Platinum walkthrough. In the previous video we did some large bit of story revolving the enemy that we're fighting in this kingdom here. So we have Toshira, Morgana, and one of the citizens talking about our current situation here. We have Futaba and Yusuke chiming in as well, and now Ryuji.
Not too bad. Roger that. Is something wrong? What's going on?
And after that little bit of dialogue here, we're getting ready to start our next mission. So we did 25 and 26 in the previous video, and now we are going to do two missions here in this video. One of them is called Garrison Liberation Mission 1, and one of them is Garrison Liberation Mission 2. So we saw a little bit more dialogue there, and now we're going to kick off Mission 27, which is unfortunately one of the ones that were in these houses. So we add a new dynamic to these houses here, where we have these switches on the floor here that will open up doors based on the color that they're designated to. So here we have a red switch on the ground, and when we step on top of it, it will cause the door to open. So this is great for, of course, for advancing your characters, but the problem is you're gonna have a character that will have to stay on the switch in order to keep the door open. So as you can see, we used more Makoto there to open the door, and we're going to use Joker and Yusuke to advance. But as you can see, I can't advance Makoto because she is on the switch. So as you can see, I took off the character from the switch and the door closed. So now she can't get through, and then if Yusuke and the Joker needed to go back in this room, they would not be able to. So this is just a giant pain because it's going to make it hard for us to advance all three of our characters, and we basically have to have a character kind of stuck sitting behind. And that's also going to make it really hard to create triple threats because they're going to be stuck on the switch, and it's going to make it hard to advance our characters as well to create a good window here. As you can see, I took Makoto off and really don't have a good triple threat window because I can't advance the characters beyond this segment here to enable the triple threat. So kind of annoying, this mission, but you can still trigger once more opportunities like I did here to at least try and engage and get more attacks in. So it's still important to do that as well. We'll do another magic attack to clear out a couple more enemies. And here you see we triggered another magic attack to kill off some more enemies. We have Makoto still stuck here in this miserable room. At least now she can reach this enemy with her nuclear attack. But we still have a couple enemies here. And we have 4 turns left. So as you can see on the other side of this door, we do have another red switch. So this, when you see this opportunity, the idea is this will relieve your characters from staying on the another switch, on the initial switch, because a character has been able to replace them. So you're always going to look for that opportunity when you can, because you don't want your first character stuck there forever. So there, we've taken Makoto off that switch.
What to do here? Now's the time. What's that?
It doesn't look like we can advance in this one, but we at least have enough range in our magic to be able to attack the ones that are ahead of us.
I'm perfectly ready. Nice position. You'll be well hidden. All right. Wipe them out. Here I go. Now then. I'll put them down. Nice position. You'll be well hidden. My other self. You'll get no mercy. Nice cover. All right. Wipe them out. Now then. I'm perfectly ready.
As you can see here, I get kind of annoyed with the way the movement is, because you're always tempted to switch characters or move off after you switch on them, and it just gets annoying with this switch. So a little delay here, but we're still trying to figure out how to best engage these enemies up ahead of us with our couple turns remaining. Finally just elected to get some Bufu ice attacks on them, and in that we managed to get a trophy. So that is probably the last I'll use Yusuke going forward, now that I finally have his trophy out of the way. That one is called Wipe Them Out Goemon, and you'll get that for using Yusuke. And the only way to get that with Yusuke is to use the ice attack. So if you use the ice attack
What to do here?
and you do it 20 times, you'll get that trophy. So if you're not using Yusuke, make sure you start using him so that you can get that trophy eventually. And then of course I leave it up to you to decide if you want to keep Yusuke in your party going forward, but I really don't recommend it, given his Bufu attack tends to freeze up characters and disables the want more opportunities. So I've got the Yusuke trophy done, thankfully, and with that we have completed this mission by brute force, and that is mission number 27, which we've completed here within the 5 turns. So we have some more discussion with our characters here. Non-spoken dialogue here, so I've sped it up. Just some typical chat dialogue here between the citizens and Toshiro. So these two continue to hash it out, and now we're going to start mission 28, which I mentioned before is Garrison Liberation Mission 2. We're back in this house again, and this is kind of a unique mission. So before, as you saw in mission 27, we were kind of stuck within that red door. We could have advanced, but we didn't need to. That's not the case for this mission. We're going to have to get Arena to that target blue area at the end. And not only do we have red doors, we also now have blue doors. So we have two different types of switches to worry about. The hardest part about this one is just kind of knowing where to go. So you're going to have to kind of snake around and get Arena to the target. And as you see there with that melee attack there, we managed to get the close quarters offensive. So this is one of the harder trophies to get because you need to do 100 melee attacks. So you're not always in a position to get melee attacks, but if you keep at it, you'll get this trophy. It's way easier to get the gun trophy and some of the Persona skill trophies because you'll need 20 of them. But this one you need 100 of them. So if you don't have this trophy yet, just keep at it. Keep using melee opportunities when you can, and you should be, if you're following this guide, you're using melee often to knock characters off rooftops and so forth. You should be on your way to getting it if you haven't got it already. But there you go, we have Close Quarters Offensive, which is the 16th trophy of this game. But back to the strategy of this mission. This is all about zigzagging your way through these close quarters here and getting Arena to the target. And another thing that's kind of complicated about this mission that I failed for the first time is I got Arena to the target within time, but I did not kill the right amount of enemies. I think it's 9 that you need to get the mission rewards. So be very cognizant of that as well when you're doing this mission. Not only do you need to advance, but you also need to be killing along the way. So, as you can see here, I do have the triple threat enabled, and I'm going to kill some enemies, including one of the Legionnaires. We're continuing to make our way through here by activating the switches as we need fit, not only to kill some of our characters, but to also advance or kill some of the enemies. So as you can see, it's kind of tough here because a lot of times you want to advance your character, but you can't because you also need to be on the switch to advance as well. So you really have to balance moving forward with your other characters to try and find the other switches to advance your other characters. So it's going to be a lot of switching around to kind of figure out what state that you're in to even enable this. And you're not going to be able to really stay all together because they're going to have to be in different areas and in order for you to advance your characters. So it's kind of a weird mission. This is one of the harder ones in the Yoshiki's kingdom because of the way that you have to advance and be cognizant of your surrounding for all three characters. And you can't just do one turn and end it and with an attack and so forth.
What to do here? Here I go.
So as you can see, Arena is moving along at a decent clip.
All right. Persona. I'm ready. What to do here? Persona. Persona. Now's the time. Here I go.
So we have 8 turns to keep advancing. And we, as you can see, we have Arena kind of in the back here. Getting closer to the target.
All right. Here I go. Nice position. You'll be well hidden. All right.
As you can see, the target for arena is close, but it's on the other side of these doors here. So we'll have to loop around, and we'll have to make sure that she can get through the blue doors as well.
What to do here? All right. Here I go.
So as arena and continues to advance, we still need to have someone kind of monitor the blue switch here, because there's not really a good switch that we can use in these intermediate areas. So we can have two characters advance. Of course, most important, arena, because she needs to meet the target. But I found it that having a character kind of remain back by that initial blue switch really helps progress, and giving the enemies that are left, it's not too much value to have that person progress much further. So we have Makoto on the blue switch here. She's just going to keep working on the enemies within her purview. Joker's stuck for now, but that's okay. So we have 4 turns left. Rena's getting closer. As you can see though, if I put her on the blue switch, then I of course will not be able to advance myself. So that's why it's nice to have Makoto be on this switch, and I can take her off and free up arena to use and go forward. And there you have it. We finally reached the target with arena, and we got to level 39. And there you see the conditions there. We had to defeat some enemies as part of it. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this mission. It's one of the hardest ones, but as you can see, if you follow this guide, you'll eventually get it. We have some post-mission dialogue here between the citizens and the our characters. But now we are going back to the hideout to regroup after completing those 2 indoor missions with the switches and the doors, which are, from what I recall, the most two of the most annoying missions in this kingdom. So we're back at the hideout, and we can enable another conversation. This is conversation number 19, called the Many Forms of Love. And since it's pretty dialogue based, again, we're just gonna fast forward through it. And we got our respective GP for completing that conversation. So back at the hideout now, we're gonna check out that we have 2 more quests available to us to play. So we're gonna try the next one out here, which is quest number 8, which is called the Rightful Prince. We have some, as always, initial dialogue to discuss before the quest, which I'm speeding up here for time, because there really is a lot of dialogue before these quests that really don't add much value to the story, and they don't tend to have any voice acting with them. So we're starting this quest here. We're locked in with a couple party members, so we should first, once now that we have them, start the battle. Of course, equip your personas or your skills for these quest members if you haven't done so already. But this one, even though it deals with 2 doors and 2 switches, this one is actually not as difficult as some of the regular missions, in my opinion, because it's pretty obvious from the get-go and what the limitations are for Anne from the start between the 2 switches. And because we have 2 characters on the other side that don't have a switch enabled, kind of makes it a little bit easier to understand the flow of the quest. So this one doesn't have a huge amount of creativity to it, but as you can see, because of the way we have the close quarters here and the switches, it's going to be hard to get the triple threat. But if we do get it, we can try and enable it because Anne's on the other right side of this house. So that's just something to keep in mind here. It's going to be hard to get some positioning, but this quest is actually not as bad as some of the other quests in this game. And in my opinion, this one is not as bad as that previous mission that we just had to do with Arena and getting her to that target. And we have some kind of early once-through opportunities here, because if you notice, if you switch the door openings between the with Anne, that enables some once-through opportunities, because some of the enemies get scared with the door switches there. So that's one of the reasons why we did some switching there, especially now because of our characters are through that initial door. So we're going to have this one through this triple threat here, which is not going to kill anybody, but will do some significant damage.
It's showtime.
My turn.
And as you can see, Anne is pretty much stuck on this side still because we haven't been able to enable that second blue switch yet. That's blocked by the Legionnaire enemy up ahead. But we still have enough turns before we really get that going. So something you want to keep in mind, but we don't have to do it just yet, given the amount of turns we're given. Again, we're back on the blue switch, and now we're going to let Morgana in here to try and lure this big enemy out, so we have access to the 2 switches that he's guarding, so that we'll be able to advance Anne. So we're going to use Maguru here because we don't want to kill the enemy, because we want to enable the triple threat if we can. And as you can see, between Anne being all the way over there in the corner here, we can ensnare a couple of enemies, including the big Legionnaire enemy, which will clear up those switches, so we can finally start advancing Anne on the right side, so she can start taking out those enemies on that side of the house. So that's very important to get the triple threat going there.
So graceful! Panther's living up to her name! You have no honor. Numbers down! This is not looking good! Ready. Prepare yourself! 4 enemies left! Show 'em what we're made! I'll show no mercy. Get ready.
All right.
My turn!
So as you can see, we finally let Anne through. She does have a handful of enemies on her side to take care of, but she also can access some of the enemies that we've been working on the left side.
Leave it to me.
What to do here?
Whip 'em into shape. Nice move, Panther! A stylish infiltration! Stand guard! Okay, we're down to 1 enemy! Get ready!
Now then.
Nice cover! My turn! Leave it to me!
What to do here?
Whip 'em into shape! Let's do this!
All right.
So as you can see here, we're trying to maximize our potential for the triple threat window.
We're doing great!
It's pretty hard given the way our characters are situated, and we have Morgana kind of stuck here on these switches. But still, we managed to get something going. Even though Anne doesn't have enough range to continue, we can at least kill another enemy with the triple threat, and every kill counts when it comes to this mission.
Now then.
So there it is. We're gonna kill that last enemy over here in this room with us. And Anne is left to deal with these couple enemies over here. One thing about Anne is the Aguileo spell is very powerful. Anne is one of the best characters when it comes to pure damage output
We're down 1 enemy!
in this game.
Get ready!
You don't get any knockbacks or draw-ins like you do with Makoto and Haru, which can be useful at times, but for pure damage output, Anne is really one of the best characters in this game. So we still have a couple enemies remaining,
My turn!
but we've at least advanced Anne, and we're in good position to try and close this one out here soon.
To me!
All right.
Whip 'em into shape!
So I'm going to use this Femme Fatale attack here. The Femme Fatale attack is kind of hit or miss. As you can see, it does this bomb, and it gives you a once more opportunity. One thing that's kind of strange about it is you can even enable it even without hitting the character, and the bomb will follow you around. But in this case, it managed to hit the target, so we were able to kill the remaining enemy and get the quest done in 4 turns. And with the end of that quest, we're going to wrap up this video for part 14. So thanks for watching. We'll watch this last bit of story here, and I'll see you on the next video.